Every season, we always see brand new athletes doing things that we have never seen in the past. In 2025, this was once again the case, as we had many new names throwing down on the world's biggest stage. But even though there were many moments that took our breath away from athletes that are certainly set to be superstars, there was one specific athlete hailing from New Zealand that has captured the imagination of the world. And incredibly, he is still only 16 years old. This is Sam Ruth, and in 2025, he has been performing at a level that seems almost impossible for someone at his age. This season alone, he has broken the 4-minute mile when he was only 15. He broke the 8-minute barrier for the 3,000 meters when he was only 15 years old as well. And in the 1500, he also made age group history, running a time of 3 minutes and 41 seconds at 15. The equivalent of a 3-minute and 57-second mile, give or take a few seconds. Ruth is such an incredibly talented young prodigy that competing against the world's best is already becoming a reality. And this became abundantly clear when he made history once again at the 2025 New Zealand Secondary School Athletics Championships, because over the course of just 2 days, he ran a 3:38 in the 1500, the equivalent of around a 3:55 mile, and over the course of these 2 days, he ran this time twice. He then ran a 1:46 over the 800, which again for a 16-year-old is truly ridiculous. And then in the 4x400 relay, at the very end of the competition, he threw down a 48-second split in the 400, just the cherry on top of this already epic weekend. This 2-day event was a true masterclass of middle distance excellence, and for every single race that he ran, it wasn't even close. But if we look outside of his 1500 and 1 mile age group domination, Ruth has a brand new goal right in front of him, and it includes breaking a world record set 8 years ago by none other than Jakob Ingebrigtsen. If we go back to the 2017 Norwegian National Championships, we can see Jakob winning the 5,000 meters in 13 minutes and 35 seconds. This was a classic Ingebrigtsen performance. He amped up the pace over the closing stages, he looked so smooth against everyone else, and with a final lap of approximately 60 seconds, he came away with yet another famous win. But this race was extra special, because for this 13:35, Jakob was only 16 at the time, and this performance has stood as the age group world record for a 16-year-old ever since. This 13:35 5,000 equates to a pace of 422.32 per mile, or 243 per kilometer. So more or less he was running a per lap pace of around 65 seconds. It does seem as though this pace is very much a possibility for Ruth. And tonight, at the Daikin Night of Fives live in New Zealand, we saw Ruth once again go after history.
Still patiently waiting for official results in that women's.
For this 5,000 meter race, Ruth had one clear goal: to hold on to a 13-minute and 30-second tempo for the 5,000 meters for as long as he could. And if he did this, he would in fact break the 16-year-old world record of Jakob Ingebrigtsen. Now immediately, Sam Ruth and Sam Tanner went to the lead, tucked in right behind the front pacer, Theo Quacks. And through the opening 400, they hit a split of 65.89 seconds. This is about ideal. To get right around 13:30, you need to be running in the mid-65s for each 400. And for the following few laps, they did exactly that. For their second 400 split, they hit a time of 66.1, followed by a 65.3, and then another 65.3. It was amazing to see just how smooth they were looking through each lap. He was running at the world record pace of his age, and yet he was making it look quite easy. Now, through the opening first kilometer, Sam Ruth and Sam Tanner both hit a time of 2 minutes 44.2 seconds, which again is right on pace for a 13:30. This pace only continued through the second kilometer as they hit that split in 5 minutes and 26 seconds, which is actually a slight increase in pace over the previous few laps. Now, through 3,000 meters, Ruth was still holding strong as he hit a time of 8 minutes, 11.91 seconds. And this was really the moment where if Sam wanted this record, he was going to have to dig. He's already made it 60% through this 5,000, but he still had 2 kilometers left to run. But following this 3,000 meter split, it became apparent that the pace was getting a little bit too hot. After hitting 3K, Ruth hit 400 splits of 68.5, 67.5, and then with 3 laps to go, he started really motoring as he hit a split of 65.8, followed by a 67.1. But then, over the final 400 meters, we saw a break. In fact, we saw it first from Toby Gwalter from Brooks as he took the pace red hot with Sam Tanner and Sam Ruth in hot pursuit. With 1 lap remaining, Sam Ruth hit a split of 12 minutes, 40.92 seconds, meaning that if he wanted that age group record, he was going to have to run a final 400 of 55, which at this point in the race didn't seem impossible, but it would definitely be a challenge. Now, up front, Sam Tanner was absolutely motoring. In fact, this final 400 was just a true masterclass in how to run a good final 400 sprint.
He's gone.
Champs. Sam Tanner absolutely hits top gear. The crowd gasps as he enters the home straight. Here comes Sam Tanner, 2-time Olympian. That's why he's New Zealand's top miler right now.
And with a finishing time of 13:36, he finished first with a final lap of 55.7. But quite close behind was the 16-year-old Sam Ruth, who finished this race in 13 minutes, 40.47 seconds, and he ran his final 400 in 59.5 seconds. Given that he still had another gear to tap into, running a sub-60 for his final 400, I think Sam found himself in pretty unfamiliar territory. Recently, he's been throwing down in the 1500 and in the mile, so to more than triple that distance and still run this fast of a time is pretty remarkable. Sam Ruth has some unbelievable personal bests for a 16-year-old. He's run a 146 for the 8, he's run a 338 for the 15. Let's not forget that his 358 mile came from when he was 15. But now, this 1340 over the 5,000 meters is yet another reason to believe that Ruth is seriously in crazy fitness right now, and if he put more time into the 5,000, I am confident that he could get this age group world record. Honestly, out of all of the athletes in the world, Sam's 2025 was one of the most impressive, and I cannot wait to see what he does in 2026 and beyond. I want to give a special thanks to Athletics New Zealand's YouTube channel for allowing me to use much of the stream, and also thanks to Ben Ruthe, Sam's father, for sharing such great footage and splits as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time.